Hey, this is Ian Aber, and we are back with another episode of Straight People, the podcast for straight people, by queer people, because straight people don't have what? Enough. They don't have enough. They rule the planet, they control all the political systems and all the resources, but now we have this cute little podcast to talk about straight culture, if it even exists. We are joined this week with our guest, one of my favorite people in comedy and just in general, Lucy Sinsheimer.
There you go.
I messed
it's
up.
Okay, you got there.
Sinsheimer. Welcome. We're actually in the Zanies condo on location in Nashville, Tennessee, sitting 6 feet apart, wearing 7 masks, so don't even worry about it. So welcome. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm having a lovely day. It's beautiful outside.
It is. I had a green juice, and by green juice I mean Mountain Dew. So I'm feeling it. Lucy, this is a podcast about straight people. I'm going to set my little timer because we try to do just a quick little 20 minutes because I am not Joe Rogan. I'm not even trying to be Joe Rogan. I mean, I would like Joe Rogan to book me and to listen to my podcast, but I don't have 4 hours to talk about.
Nobody should have 4 hours to talk about anything.
I don't want to have 4 hours to talk about ayahuasca and libertarian talking points. But so tell me, how do you identify? This is such an annoying answer. I'm going to be that person that's like, I don't like labels.
But
You're
like,
on the wrong
I would
podcast.
say romantically, I have only dated men. But when it comes to like attraction, I would say attracted to both. But I don't want to like take the label of bi and have somebody be like, well, you've never dated a girl.
No, I appreciate it. To me, like the more people that identify as bi, that just adds to our numbers.
Yeah.
To the alphabet people.
Yeah.
If I'm going to use Dave Chappelle's label for us, the alphabet. I like to think of myself as a person of letters, not an alphabet person. But no, that's great. And bisexuality is in itself its own spectrum. Where there's like, to me, I don't know if I would identify as bi, but I have several long-term relationships with women that are as important as the romantic and physical relationship I have with men, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's awesome. So we're going to call you bi.
Sure.
And that's cool. We love that. There's a lot of bisexual people who come out on this show. So we've had a few. So this is awesome. So tell me, like, what happens with a lot of queer people is that they have a moment of realizing, oh, I'm not 100% straight. So talk to me a little bit about that, or you can talk to me about, like, when you're born, you think you're straight and everything's perfect, and then you're really not truly straight until you know that there's this thing called queerness or gayness. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So maybe tell me about the first gay person you've ever met.
Oh gosh, my whole high school experience was just all of my friends were gay.
Nah.
I mean, I did theater, so you're just kind of in that community. But I remember I have an older brother, and I remember once in high school he was just like, "It's so weird that you always have guys spend the night." And I was like, yeah, well, they're all gay. We're sharing a bed, but none of that's going on. But
right. We're sharing our lives and a bed, but nothing else is going on.
Exactly. So, yeah, I guess I've just been around gay people pretty much since middle school, high school. And I've always just felt an instant connection to gay men specifically.
Yeah. That's kind of how I felt when I met you. It's like I already knew you. Do you know what I mean?
100%. Yeah. I just feel like I've always had such a huge connection to gay men. Yeah. I just love you guys. That's awesome. You're just better than everybody.
We have our own work to do, especially gay white men.
Sure. Of course.
But but I agree with everything else, just with
Yeah.
an asterisk. But so how long have you been booking? Is it? Can we talk about that?
Sure,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I've been at Zanies for almost 7 years.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
7 years, August 1st.
Wow. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank
first
you.
of all, talk to me a little bit about like, because I mean, 7 years ago was even different in terms of
Sure.
like I feel like that we're kind of like on the cusp of like kind of almost an explosion of queer comedy.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
so many queer comics and like who are rising in the ranks. So talk to me a little bit about like, you know, some of who your favorite queer comics are and just like the differences in audiences. So like
This
if
is
you,
funny.
yeah.
So this isn't necessarily a queer comic, but she was like my intro to queer comedy and women in comedy. The first comedy show I ever went to, I was in, I want to say 10th grade.
Okay.
And me and my best friend and her mom drove to Durham from Charlotte. So it was like 3 or 4 hours to see
Cool.
Kathy Griffin.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And she was literally like my intro to comedy. Like
Yeah.
I used to watch, they used to play her specials on Bravo.
Oh
like,
yeah.
on a
Constantly.
loop. It
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
and My Life on the D-List. So yeah, my first real intro to comedy was her, and I feel like she kind of paved the way for a lot of queer comics.
Absolutely. Well, she did something that also I feel like Margaret Cho did, which
Sure.
is
Oh, yeah, I love
included
Margaret
gay
Cho.
people in her material, and knew that she had gay people coming to her audience, and I wouldn't say pander, but recognize that they were there.
Yeah.
And that was the thing about like a Margaret Cho show, even like back. I mean, when I was just out of high school, the first like comedy show I saw in Atlanta was at the Punchline, and I went by myself to go see Margaret Cho.
Yeah.
And it was so I hadn't even been in a gay bar.
Yeah.
So when she was like, "Where are my gays at?" and half the room screamed, I was like, "This is the first time I've ever been around my people," you know, or whatever.
Oh, 100%. I mean, gosh, that was such a long time ago, and
Yeah.
she really like opened that door to where I feel like people were like inspired to get on stage
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
queer people.
Absolutely. And Kathy's kind of had a weird trajectory in terms of like, I mean, I don't know if you've seen that documentary about her experience after holding that picture up.
Oh, no, I haven't seen it.
It's
I need
very
to.
interesting, and I still think like I feel like that she sort of veered. When she started focusing on like fashion and being on like the New Year's Eve, you know, like the bigger she became, the less D-list she was, the more she kind of strayed from comic, which sometimes happens, I think,
Yeah.
with comics, not just you know queer or female comics, but like just comics in general. Like the more famous they become, there's like almost an out of touchness.
Yeah.
But there was a moment in the early 2000s where like literally everything she said, I would just like cry.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember? She has that bit about that Barbara Streisand goes on Oprah. And she's in all white. She performs
Yes,
in all
yeah,
white,
yeah.
and she has a white microphone and a white microphone stand. And at the very end of the episode, Oprah says, "Where did you find a white microphone and a white microphone stand in Chicago?" And Barbara goes, "Oh, I just took one of yours and painted it white." And like the look on Oprah's face is like, "How dare you?" And then it's over. The episode's done.
Yeah.
And I think about that as a like kind of a benchmark of like a story joke.
Yeah.
Like you can see something in television and turn it into a story, you know?
100%.
And yeah, absolutely. So when I first started, like Kathy and probably I would say like Paula Poundstone
Yeah.
and Margaret were like my it's
Yeah.
weird that I didn't look at male comics as influence.
Well, you know, we've had this conversation before, but in terms of like a huge star that is a gay male comedian, and I don't mean to like
Yeah.
downplay any other great gay male comedians,
Yeah.
but there hasn't been really one in the mainstream yet. And
Absolutely.
that's really unfortunate. But when you asked me about queer comics that I love, like the names that come to mind are people that like are up and coming. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? That
Absolutely.
aren't quite, you know, in
There's some
the
ones
zeitgeist
close,
yet.
I feel like well, I would say I don't know if I've ever seen Billy Eichner do stand up, but I feel like he's pretty high up there.
Sure, yeah.
I feel
and
like Joel Kim Booster at any moment
Joel
will
Kim
be
Booster is so good.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
crazy.
Yeah.
He came to Zanies and like I was familiar with him, but
Yeah.
you know, I'd only seen clips here and there on, you know, Comedy Central, like the short clips, and he did I want to say 3 shows, and just every night it was like one of those shows, you know, somebody's good when the wait staff stops what they're doing and is paying attention, because they're so jaded
Yeah,
that they kind of just
absolutely.
are never really fully paying attention. But sometimes you see when there's somebody that's really strong, they just stop in the wait stands and just start watching. And he's one of those guys that like everyone was kind of stopping to pay attention to.
Absolutely. I was saying that because I was on a show last night, and that being able to see the bar staff very well lit laughing at my jokes. So like the whole room can be laughing, but if I see the bar staff laughing, I'm like, okay, I'm doing so, because they hear so much comedy.
Well, specifically our bar staff. Tiffany's been there 12 years.
Yeah.
Like Kevin's been there as long as I've been there, and then Chantel's been there for like 25 years.
Wow.
So when you see them laughing, like it's a wrap.
That's
like,
funny.
But yeah, Joel Kim Booster is great. Hayden Crystal is a really great queer comic.
Absolutely.
I've been really enjoying watching them like grow, and I've seen them since the first time they did stand up at the NBC diversity thing.
Oh yeah.
Literally was sleeping in their car in the parking lot, and I was like, you can't sleep there. And to this day, Hayden's like, remember when you kicked me out of your parking lot? If I ever get famous, I'm going to tell that story.
That's
so
great.
yeah, there's a lot of really great up and coming queer
Joel Kim,
comics.
I was at a flyover comedy festival in St. Louis, like so before like the 2019, and I got to feature for him, and he did like 45 minutes, and it was like he would do a joke and then address a part of the audience that didn't laugh and go, why didn't you laugh at that one? And he focused eventually just on one person. And I asked him afterwards, I was like, is that like a device? Because like when you watch a comic multiple times, especially, because I've like worked with him a couple times, and he was like, no, I just want to know. He's like, I want everyone in the room to laugh. So I picked the one person and it's literally like, it's almost like he's getting instant feedback about what to change. It's like, so he would do a joke and then the person would he would be like, oh, you still didn't laugh at that one. Well, what if I said this instead? And he would do the alternate version.
Yeah.
And I thought it was brilliant because like the whole room ate it up. Because it's all super comedy fans. So anytime you do anything that's sort of like, I guess, inside baseball, or whatever that term is, they love it. And then he also was like literally editing his jokes in a headlining set.
I love that. Another one of my favorites who I hadn't seen live until, gosh, my sense of time is so off now because of the pandemic. But it was, I want to say 2018 or 2019, I was in New York and I brought my parents to a show at the Comedy Cellar. I mean, that's where you're going to see the best of the best.
Absolutely.
And I saw Jessica Kirson.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, I don't think I've ever laughed that hard in my entire life. I mean, she is such a force. And it was like, it didn't matter who was going up next or who went up before, male, straight, white.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like, she like buried everybody. And I just like, she's kind of gotten a lot of steam this past year. She started a podcast and, you know, she bounces around to other like big New York comics podcasts. But like the fact that she's not a name that everybody knows is just like outrageous to me.
Yeah, she had a Comedy Central special, right?
Yeah. She had one last year and it did really well.
Yeah.
And she's definitely like gotten a much bigger fan base since then. But like, she's one of those people where I'm like, that's like a top 10, top 5 person. Like,
absolutely.
And like, it's just her facial expressions half the time. I'm like, how is like something so simple the funniest thing I've ever seen? So I've become such a huge fan of hers. For sure.
That's great. I love mugging in comedy, like the reactions. So the joke is one thing, but then the extra stuff you put on it to sell is my and weirdly doing Zoom shows over the last year has made me a little bit more bold in that. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Yeah, like because you're just in a little square,
right?
And you have no reaction from anybody. So it's funny that I keep saying that. Like I spent my whole life. Doing like the Tonight Show in the mirror to myself as a child because I didn't have any friends, and then so when the pandemic came along, I was like, I'm prepared for this.
I've been training for this my whole life.
Right. Okay, so we do like a hard shift in this podcast because that's just how we do it. Straight culture is all about like what pow pow pow, you know, flavor blasted. No, we're going to go over a few. You are not straight, so you're bisexual. So tap into your straight side, and you're representing all straight culture, and whatever you say goes, and there are no wrong answers.
Just the term straight culture, I'm like, oh god.
I know, right? Yikes. Okay. So tell me, like, when I say, what's the straightest brand of clothing? You imagine.
The first thing that came to my head was Ed Hardy. Do you remember Ed Hardy?
Yes.
Is that straight though?
I feel like it.
Okay, good.
Like,
it was so ugly. Yeah. I remember I had a gay friend in high school, as all my friends were, and I had 2 gay friends, and we were at Brandon's house, right? And he had this crazy mom. I think her name was Trish. And she was wearing all this Ed Hardy. And Jonathan set me up because he knew I hated it. And was like, oh, don't you love Trisha's Ed Hardy? And Brandon, her son, just goes, Lucy hates Ed Hardy. And it was like the most awkward moment for me, having
That's
to be
funny.
like, yeah, I hate your whole outfit, ma'am.
I always wondered if the teacher that taught Ed Hardy cursive, like, regretted it. You know what I mean? When she saw the shirt, she was like, I should have just not done it. Okay, what is the straightest sport? Of all the football? Okay, I like
guess.
it. Even though they have shoulder pads? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they are, like, tackling each other, so maybe, it's rapid fire,
Yeah.
so.
Why do straight men draw dicks on everything?
Out of insecurity.
But you never
deep
see a woman drawing a
insecurity.
vagina on anything.
That's true.
So
vaginas are,
harder to draw?
Harder to draw and less pleasing, I think, on the eyes.
Okay. Why do straight men pee in Gatorade bottles?
Laziness?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I've
Laziness.
never understood that one.
I had a gay friend who would actually always pee in bottles during movies because he didn't want to miss anything.
Oh my God, I love it. That's funny. Okay, so now I'm just going to name an item, and you're going to straight or gay, and possibly bi too. Okay, French toast.
Gay.
Okay, avocado toast.
Gay.
Cowboy boots.
Straight?
Okay, scrunchy boots.
What is a scrunchy boot?
Like a boot that's like a soft leather that
Gay.
It like. Okay.
The way you're describing it for sure is gay.
They're also called Sebagos, so yeah, definitely. Okay, Shep from Southern Charm.
Straight.
Okay, Craig from Southern
Gay.
Charm. Right, his pillows. Poodles.
Gay.
French bulldogs.
Gay.
High ponies.
Gay.
Mountain climbing.
Straight.
Social climbing.
Gay.
You're so good at this. Curtains.
Gay.
Drapes.
Gay.
Blinds.
Straight.
See? Crepes.
Gay.
Silver dollar pancake.
Straight.
Silver dollar pancake nipples.
Gay.
All right, I have to scroll down. Give me a moment. Biscuits.
Straight.
Beignets.
Gay.
Paintball.
Straight. Ugh.
Laser tag.
Gay.
Football.
Straight.
Well, you said it was gay earlier.
Oh, I did say it was gay?
Flag football.
Straight.
Fast pitch softball.
Please.
Roller skating.
Gay.
Roller blading.
Straight.
Needlepoint.
Gay.
Bucket hats.
Those are the one. Okay, straight.
Tiny top hats.
Gay.
Lemonade.
Gay.
Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Gay.
Buffets.
Straight.
Tableside guac.
Gay. I love this game.
Okay, so this is you go to a straight barbecue. You're at a straight barbecue, surrounded by your straights. Everybody's straight. Not a single gay person there.
Ugh.
Not even the caterer.
Okay.
What food are they serving?
At a barbecue?
Yeah.
Like, instead of hot dogs, they decide to do sausages. I feel like that's like such
Like brats?
Like brats.
We're doing brats.
Beer brats. With like the cheese that's like stuffed inside. And like Tostito scoops, but like they haven't even taken the salsa out of the can. And so you have to like do it yourself with the scoops. And a lot of soda. A lot of like sugary soda.
Love it. Okay, you are at a I know you're getting married soon.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so
May
this is
30th.
not your wedding, your wedding, but you're at a wedding.
Okay.
It's like a friend of your mom's. You don't even know why you're there, honestly. You're like, why am I here? Why was I invited to this? You're in a barn. Okay, it's really nicely decorated. You're drinking your drink out of a mason jar that you get to keep because it has Kathy and Tim's big day kind of written on it in some kind of glitter marker. Okay. The the father-daughter dance is about to start. What song do they dance to?
Daughters by John Mayer.
That's a good answer. I get a lot
It's
of
very cliche,
Yeah.
and it's actually kind of a creepy song.
It is. They're always creepy. I get a lot of butterfly kisses. That's the one I always imagine.
Butterfly Kisses? Is
Do you
that
know
a song?
You don't know that song? Okay, well, consider yourself lucky.
Okay.
What is your dance going to be? Do you have
Yeah, it's called Extraordinary Magic by Ben Rector.
Okay.
It's not like a super well-known song,
Yeah.
but it's very sweet.
Are y'all doing your own vows, or are you doing traditional?
Traditional.
Are you-
I was like, Aaron was like, we're not that couple. We don't
Okay.
do our own vows.
Are you gonna have the if anybody objects moment, or are you not gonna do that?
You know, it hasn't even come up. I don't think I've ever actually seen that in a wedding.
No.
But it's
I've never
such
been
a
to one.
constant
Yeah.
in movies.
Oh, absolutely.
That like I kind of want to throw it in there.
Yeah.
Like a comedian's officiating our wedding, so I feel like he would like make that funny.
Are you marching down? Are you going down the aisle to the processional, or a specific song?
I was recently asked that question, and I didn't even know that people had a choice.
Oh God. Were you asked that by a woman or a man?
I was asked that by a woman.
Okay.
I was asked that by my future sister-in-law.
Was she upset that you hadn't decided, or?
No, she was like, that was something I was very particular about, and I was just like, I really don't think I've ever noticed anybody going. And then Aaron reminded me, a local comedian, we were at his wedding, and his wife went down the aisle to Love Story by Taylor Swift.
Oh, wow.
Which is
Yeah.
very fun to me. I'm
Yeah.
a huge Swiftie.
Yeah, there you
But
go.
I think I'm just going to do the classic, whatever, you know?
I swear I went to maybe not the last wedding, but within the last 3 weddings, I forget what the bride walked down the aisle to, but I feel like it was like a John Mayer song.
Yeah.
And then the groom walked down the aisle to Wagon Wheel.
Oh, I hate that.
And the Darius Rucker version.
Oh, he should have been arrested as he walked down the aisle. The cops are there. They're like, you can't.
I remember
the Darius Rucker version.
Pam leaned over to me,
gosh.
she's like, "Let's go," and I
That's
was like, "We have to
horrible.
wait till it's over."
Yeah, no. So in our family, my dad has a cousin who plays the harp, and I put my foot down. I didn't want the harp there. So I was like, I don't want the harp. You know, I'm not a huge harp fan.
What are you doing? Full cake or cupcakes?
Full cake.
Thank God.
Strawberry chocolate.
Nice.
It's really
Are
good.
you gonna have a groom's cake too?
No, I don't really know what that is.
Groom's
Everybody
cake is
keeps
just a
asking me
weird-
wedding
I know,
questions,
right?
and I
I
have no
love it.
idea.
We eloped, so
Yeah.
like because I didn't want because like half my family is like not okay with us being. Do you know what I mean? It's like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna.
Why would you waste your
yeah.
time on those people?
I mean, unless you want a fist fight as part of the wedding, which we
when
did
they
think
don't
about.
deserve to be at
Yeah,
your wedding.
absolutely.
If somebody doesn't support your marriage, they should not be at your wedding.
But a groom's cake is just like another smaller cake that's usually like, you know, it's like it looks like cigars or
Oh,
it looks like a
Talk about straight culture.
yeah, like a bottle of Jack Daniels.
No, we're just doing the one cake. It's very classy. It's very pretty.
Nice.
And I didn't think I would want strawberry involved in my cake at all, but I took one bite of the testing when we were testing them.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is it.
See, I want to plan a wedding just to like taste cakes.
Oh
and be
yeah,
like, I'm
that's the
just-
best part by far.
Have you ever seen the movie Muriel's Wedding? So instead of trying
Not
on
in
dress,
so long.
Yeah. So instead of trying on dresses, I'm just gonna go and be like my husband Tim Sims and just taste cakes.
Yeah, do it. I mean, you should.
Okay. One final message for all the straights
Sure.
out there. What would you like to tell straight people to do
Stop
a little bit?
with the cargo shorts and pants.
Yeah,
and
right?
Let's just get rid of them. Burn them. We don't want to see them. Oh, and this new Carhartt thing. I know that John Christ has like been posting on his Instagram. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I hate the argument against wearing it if you're not like a worker.
Those are working class people's clothing.
Yeah, I don't
Jeez.
understand it, and it's total straight culture to a T. And
This brand is for the working class. It's like,
it's not even cool anyway.
Yeah, don't you
Why don't
already
we
have-
all not wear it?
Don't you all have Lee jeans and Wranglers already?
Right.
Well, how many straight products do you need?
Exactly.
Go shop at JCPenney, okay? Just go back to JCPenney.
Keep them in business. I think they've
they
gone
gone?
bankrupt.
Oh, God, I'm going to have to find a new store. Or go back to Kohl's with
Hey,
your Kohl's
Kohl's
cash.
is great.
You're a Kohl's cash girl?
I'm
or?
a Kohl's cat. I'm a Maxinista, actually,
Oh, are you?
first and
Okay.
foremost.
Yeah, me for like a home good.
Home
I
goods.
love a shopping center with a Home Goods, Marshalls, and a
yeah.
TJ Maxx all next to each other because I know I'm going to spend $100
Me too.
on a bunch of shit I don't need. You know what I mean?
Exactly. The Chotskys at the front. You're like, I guess I do need this.
All right. Well, based on my calculations, you are still bisexual. You didn't move into another another phase of
I guess so.
sexuality. So that's perfect. Great for you. One more time for Lucy. You're not. Do you want people to follow you on social media?
Sure.
I don't think you do.
If
Okay.
I don't care.
Throw out
just
your socials.
don't DM me. Don't message me. You can like my stuff, but like I have so many people. I mean, if I know you, obviously it's one thing. But it's at Lucy Sinsheimer, my last name, Sinsheimer. It's that pretty much everywhere.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah.
Well, Lucy, thank you so much. This has been Straight People. If you like our podcast, go and give it a 5-star rating and write a review for it on Apple Podcasts. I don't know why that's so important, but it is. So I'm begging, like I do at the end of every episode, keep it classy or keep it assy. I don't know what to say, but that's my name is Ian, and that's been it. I'm gonna take a nap now. Okay, bye.
Bye.